But shall we start with the meltdown in Madrid?
Shakhtar Donetsk.
Shakhtar, oh bad. We'd be so good at Spanish tabloid writers. Joining us is Alex Kirkland. Alex, let's get right into it. What happened?
I mean, what happened was a disastrous 45 minutes of football from Real Madrid. That first half from them was one of the worst I can remember, to be honest. It was a defensive horror show up against a Shakhtar team who, let's not forget, were missing 6 first-choice players and a number of substitutes as well. Real Madrid were without Sergio Ramos, the captain, and it was just, they fell apart after conceding that first goal. They went completely to pieces. They got some respect back in the second half and pulled it back to 3-2, had a late goal ruled out, but that won't make anyone forget just how bad they were in that first half.
Oh, but they weren't just bad, but sorry, Zidane made some big decisions with a view towards the Clasico at the weekend. He leaves out, and he got slaughtered for leaving out Kroos and Benzema. Alex, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt a tiny bit because I say, hey, it's Shakhtar -6. You're at home. You're motivated because you had a stinker last weekend against Cadiz and deserve to lose. Maybe this is a good game to give Benzema and Kroos the day off, right?
The problem is when Benzema doesn't play, the team just don't function in attack at all. Luka Jovic again last night. I think he had one pretty tame header on target, and that was it throughout the game. And he was subbed off as Real Madrid were chasing the comeback, which tells you everything you need to know. Kroos, you could understand maybe giving him a break. But I think the problem is, as I say, with Ramos already missing, can you really leave out these other kind of pillars of the team? Now, I know that Ramos isn't always the most consistent defender, but you have to think that if he'd have been there, he's got this slight knee problem. He wouldn't have let the game just get away from them the way it did in the first half. And the other defenders, I mean, Raphael Varane, he was dreadful. And this is the second dreadful Champions League game in a row for him, because let's not forget, he was to blame for both the goals they conceded against City in the summer. Alongside him, Milito still looks nothing like being worth the 50 million euros that Real Madrid played for him. Marcelo, I love Marcelo, but he, to be honest, looked like almost an ex-player.
He kind of jumped the shark a while ago.
Come on.
I mean, actually, Ferland Mendy was played out of position, was probably the only one who got away with any credit on the right-hand side. Courtois got them out of trouble a couple of times. It wasn't just that Shakhtar made 3 chances and took them. I think there were 3 one-on-ones that Courtois managed to save over the course of the 90 minutes, so it could have been even worse.
I mean, last season they lost 3-0 the opening game in the Champions League in Paris. They had a really rocky start of the season, didn't they?
Yeah, it was there.
Yeah, they came back.
They weren't playing Shakhtar Donetsk.
No, I know, but let me finish. They still won the La Liga that season. So I don't think like a rocky, a shaky start like this one is anything new for Zidane or for the club. However, I think Zidane is making mistakes. I think the players certainly are not up to the task mentally, physically, and technically as a group. Let's not forget they didn't sign anyone in the summer. A few of the players left. But how much pressure is Zidane really under, Alex? Because he's Zidane, of course, and everything that he's achieved as a player, as a manager for that club is huge. But that's 2 defeats in a row now, or be in 2 different competitions. And then the Clasico coming at the weekend. What happens if they lose that? Is 3 in a row? Or do you still think that he still has enough credit in the bank to last regardless of what happens at the weekend?
Of course, he's got a lot of credit in the bank. He's got more credit than anyone because of what he's done. But I do think that Zidane's situation is somewhat unique because even though he's won 2 league titles as a coach, even though he won those 3 Champions Leagues in a row, there are still some nagging questions, I think, and maybe legitimate questions about aspects of the job that he does. And some people, and this includes people at the club, at Real Madrid, at the Bernabeu, question exactly how good a coach he is despite everything that he's achieved in terms of trophies won. I don't think there's any risk of him being sacked in the short term. But with Zidane, what I would say is that you can never entirely rule out the risk of him deciding to walk away if things aren't going well and if he feels like he's not the right man for the job. He's surprised to remember when he walked away last time, having just won the Champions League. I'm not saying I expect that to happen right now, but I don't think it's something that we can discount entirely because he is a bit of a different coach. He doesn't necessarily you get the feeling he doesn't need it in the same way that other coaches do, you know? Yeah, and if he feels like I say, he's not the right man for the job, he would walk.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.